Hi, all. A very warm welcome to today's live. I'm Priyanka Changia, co founder HEN. HEN stands for Her Entrepreneurial Network. It's your go to community for women founders to come together to inspire, inform, and support each other in scaling up and growing their business and to lead balanced lives. HEN is a space where business matters, where as a founder you focus on your learning, your growth, and we love to be part of that journey. And today I would love to invite my friend Teena Abraham on this live. So, Teena is the founder of Homes and Hills. It's a gifting brand rooted in purity and purpose. The best part is she curates some of the most wonderful spices, honey, and dry fruits from different tribal farmers and brings excellent quality at our doorsteps. She works with both corporates and direct consumers for personal gifting space. She has immense background, a very robust background in HR professional career, and she is now here building her brand. And what we are here today, super excited, Tina, is to hear from you how Homes and Hills was born and why you are doing this.
Yeah, thank you so much, Priyanka, for having me here. It's always very refreshing to talk on the platform like HEN. My journey started like 5 years now, wherein it was
Hmm.
very accidental that this would happen. And as you mentioned, I'm a HR person, very people driven. So, and
Hmm.
even after my maternity break, I wanted to get into my HR. But then things happened when I was looking out for some real good food products. I happened to, meet a community of people, which we call as tribal farmers, and what they do is something I'll share today. But then that is what started my brand, and I named it Homes and Hills because homes is where our coconut palm jaggery come from, the farmers there, and hill is because the spices, the honey, it most of them comes from the hills. So it's like homes and hills. Taste you can
Oh,
share, because if today you like it, you will definitely go and tell somebody that there's something like this still exists among what all thing is happening around. So yeah, that's how it started, with 5 kilo of
hmm.
cashew nuts, 5 kilo of honey, and some pepper. Today it is a brand. It's a very purpose driven place that I'm trying to build. Yeah.
That's wonderful. And yes, all great stories start small with pure intent. And I love to hear that, it happens so magically for you. But when people hear working with, tribal farmers, it often sounds very romanticized, Tina, right? What does it really actually look like on the ground level? You work with farmers directly, and I'm sure it's not easy. So, what does it look like for you?
Yeah, so today whatever I'm sharing is, it's perfect. It's very personal, imperfect, but it is absolutely purpose driven. I think the day I will lose this purpose, I think things will fall apart, because this is a very
Okay.
purpose driven brand that I have started with the thought that I'm going to bridge the gap between the tribal farmers and us as a community, and bring
Hmm.
the best, because good food need to have a good story. And
Uh-huh.
this is how it has started. And tribal farming does sound romanticizing, as you said, but then when you get to the ground, it is not. I remember some instances to share. When I was just wanting to meet the people after conversing them over the phone,
Hmm.
because this journey started a little before COVID, without
Hmm.
anybody knowing that this is going to happen. Then
Hmm.
talking over the phone, it was a time for me to give back to the community, and I told my mother-in-law, let's go and meet the people.
Hello.
You can still hear me, right? Yeah. So I
Yeah.
just You can hear me,
Yes.
yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. I went for with few saris and some dhotis for the men and women there,
Huh.
and I had a baby who was I think around less than a year old, baby bag,
Huh.
and I'm climbing the mountain and mountain. It's a mountain, meaning it's a high range hill. It's not a mountain, it's a high range hill. And when we entered there, the cops already told us that, ma'am, you need to come back before 6 because there is no street lights. There is no light thing which they know. It's only the sunlight. And moment in the forest with the tall trees, these pepper trees and all, the light doesn't come in. Then you know
Hmm.
that there are wildlife after that. So when I went there, I saw people staying in those tribal huts. They open the door with some kind of a knife or some kind of a stick because they are not certain who is knocking. But since we have
Hmm.
been with somebody who know them personally, they were comfortable to speak, and I have made videos and things which is there on my
Huh.
Instagram profile. And
Hmm.
so I say it is not romanticizing, but it really opened our eyes as to where we are and where they are. And yeah,
Okay.
that gave me goosebumps even when I speak.
Yes, it does to me too, and I'm sure that wasn't easy, Tina. But it makes me think, right? You are sourcing directly from these tribal communities. So, how did you build trust, consistency, and scale with them? Because I'm sure that took its own set of challenges and work to do. And I'm sure language would have been one of the barriers, definitely
Hmm.
on the surface level and much deeper than that. So,
Yeah.
what were some of the challenges you faced when you started first directly sourcing from them?
Hmm. So language definitely was a constraint. So I was able to talk through a person who know them and little bit of broken Tamil. And as you said, ethical sourcing, it cannot be rushed.
Mm,
There is no shortcut because
mm,
we wait for the seasonal harvest to
mm,
happen. We wait for them to connect with us. There is so much of rain, and the way the transportation is an issue. So many challenges are there. So there is no shortcut in this. That okay, this is it. There has to be perseverance, persistence, follow-ups, and patience. They
mm,
are not people who are walking with cell phone in their hand. So
mm,
it is so intense that you need to really understand their grassroots level,
mm,
their lifestyle. Here, if our gas cylinders are over, we are like, over what to do, and we know, okay, let's order something. But there it
mm,
is not like that. It's very
mm,
different. What they eat is also something you and I cannot even fathom what it is. So everything is very step by step. We started with, as I mentioned, like small quantity, and when we share it with people, reviews like, if I can share a few here over the past few
mm.
years. Hey Tina, whenever we open your spice packet, the aroma fills the house. So I was like,
Yeah.
oh wow. Some people said, Tina, तुम्हारा तो spice कभी खत्म ही नहीं होता है. So I said, okay, is it a compliment or a comment? But I'll take as a compliment because they're so powerful. There is no abuse done in that. There's no adulteration. It's whole how nature has made. And a lot.
Mm,
See, if you see black pepper, you can get black pepper from many places in the country. But
huh,
what derives its taste, aroma, the
mm,
earthly smell, everything depends the way it is dried. Everything depends upon the environment, the weather, the way they have
mm,
manured it, and lot of other things. So yeah, so I hope I've answered some part of your question. So with a lot of testimonies that we heard, like if it's a tulsi
mm,
honey we get from our farmers
mm,
directly, they were like, wow, wish we would have known this before. We wouldn't have to take so much of antibiotics and cough syrups. And I said, wow, I'm doing something good. So
mm,
that's how we have built a very purpose-driven brand, and small batches we take in the seasonal time, and when it is over, we say,
mm.
we have to wait for the next season. So
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. All right. So, in terms of scalability, what you are saying is you are assessing first what your demand is,
yeah,
and you try and procure that in the right season so that you're able to
yes.
keep. Wonderful.
Yes.
Great.
So, like this
So,
time when I met, there were
uh,
many people who asked, okay, Tina, can we get the white pepper and the red pepper? Generally, we don't keep that, right? Because our audience, they don't want. But this time
mm,
when I met the farmer, I told them
mm,
that, I need this. So I kind of
mm,
procure it. It's very easy for me to get it from somewhere and supply.
mm.
But then I don't do that. I want to do it from the grassroots level.
Okay, wonderful. So, now coming to something very important, quality, compliance, and timeline, right? You did mention that you procure it in the right season, but I think, getting that same grade, like a consistent quality is something I would be interested in as a consumer, right? So, and there are various factors that can impact the crop, etc., and you're working with tribal. So, how do you ensure quality and compliance in such situations?
Yeah. So on a personal note, okay. So first, let's talk about the compliance part of it. So we are absolutely, FSCI registered. We have all our certificates in place in terms of working on e-commerce platform. All the quality checks are done. There is no middleman when it especially comes to the spice honey part of it or even the
Mm,
jaggery part of it, and
mm,
everything is personally quality checked when I am doing it. I may have a person to help
mm,
me. I have, so once we get the stuff from our farmers, the crop from our
mm,
farmers, it's a very extensive process because,
mm,
see, when you go to a big mart and if
mm,
you open a pack, you just get the product, right? But there is so
mm,
much of cleaning, sorting, sorting it in terms of the size and everything that happens.
mm,
So we pick a batch where we don't need to extensively do so much of sorting in terms of big pepper, small pepper. We say this is what we want. Cleaning process, packaging, and the way we package it, Priyanka, I definitely would like to say that when you open our drums, which
mm,
has nutmegs, cloves, and this all filled in that, you will
mm,
literally say, wow. Probably if you're standing in one room, you will get the aroma of that, you know, probably in the entrance of the house because it is so
mm,
neatly sorted, clean, packed, and stored
mm.
that throughout the year, what I get is what you also receive. And those
Wow.
vacuum bags, if you don't open for a couple of months,
Mm,
also is absolutely no problem. It is still so fresh. And just to add there, farmers in where these cloves are done, for example, they
mm.
say that, madam, we get migraine issue because of the clove smell in the air.
Then, yeah.
That is so extensively that entire area, even though there is no crop on those plants, but still the aroma of that particular spice is lingered on so much. So you can imagine the spice which is getting exported out is what Homes and Hills is bringing right from that hill to your home, and that is what gets into your food, your gifting, and your health. So
Mm.
imagine the process is tedious, but yes, the end result is really, really rewarding.
Excellent. Excellent. And good to hear, Tina, that you're taking these measures to maintain, not just deliver, but also to maintain it at the consumer end as well, right? That it stays
Yeah,
fresh for longer. Great. Excellent. So,
absolutely.
what are your thoughts around, how can a fair partnership exist? Not just in terms of pricing but dignity and decision making for the farmers, like long term security for the farmers. How do you ensure that farmers are not just suppliers for you, but they are stakeholders in the growth of your brand?
Yeah. So let me try to answer that question to the best of my, the way I think. Um, as a brand, as a founder, I really feel that when our farmers grow with stability, we
Mm,
grow with purpose, right?
mm,
And other thing is that uh, we are understanding what is their struggle, we are understanding what are the challenges they are facing. So sometimes they would say that, ma'am, there has been so much of wind and storm, most of our crop is gone, this is what
mm,
is remained. And they say it with really teared eyes because they have invested whatever they had and nobody has control over nature. So we don't bargain on what best we can, get from them. No, we are not in that business. We are ensuring pricing and dignity and not charity. So we are not
Okay.
going there because they don't know the market outside. Yes, they don't know the
Mm.
market outside, but we are building a brand. We are not doing any charity work for them or either ways. We are rewarding
Mm.
for what they are doing. And the best thing is when they come and say, ma'am, we need the, like if it's a jaggery, coconut palm jaggery, we need the the molds to make them. We don't know how to do it because I'm very precise about, okay, I want like this. So we try and give them what they need,
Mm.
so that, in the end, they are not running back because of their inefficiencies, but we are able to give them what they want. So we are trying, this is always with a trust that this is happening with them. For them, money is secondary. For them, relationship and trust comes first. So
Mm.
when our farmers in Kashmir, from where we get the saffron, there was this riot and all that happened. Yeah, we were the one who called them and asked, Bhaiya, do you need something? Can we send you some supplies? And trust me, they didn't need anything from us. They were much safe place, but they were so touched because Homes and Hills is going beyond monetary. It's beyond. It's a relationship that even tomorrow, if
Mm.
this doesn't happen, that relationship still exists. So that's
Nice.
how we take our stakeholders
Mm.
very important, very seriously, and
Mm.
we are building a community together. So every year we do the give back to the community, that we give back where however we can, but we do something
Mm.
around for the people who is unseen and unheard.
Great. Wonderful listening to you, Tina, and it's excellent to hear that. So, when you talk about this, it also makes me think, for leaders or brands listening today, for corporates, what is the right way to engage with tribal communities through partners like you? And what should they do more of? Because I know that corporate segment is a huge segment. They can help in driving value, but there is always a gray area and a question mark. What is the best way forward? So do you have any thoughts around that, what they
Yeah,
can do
so
and what they shouldn't do?
yeah. So, when I started working in the corporate life, I really didn't know the depth of what I'm talking today. Obviously, I've not been in the shoes, so I never knew. When
Hmm.
that time it used to come about hampers and Diwali and this, we were just going ahead with what is already there in our vendors list,
Hmm.
because it's just a job to be done. Trust me,
Hmm.
maybe something new we will add. But I feel after the COVID times, when the health is given so much importance, even today, so
Hmm.
gifting becomes something very conscious, that what you're gifting today, it has to be something which adds value and which is not just passing on from one person's hand to another person's hand. I'm sure you understood
Hmm.
what I mean with that, right?
Yes.
So when I've already been in that corporate role, and today when I connect with the corporate people,
Hmm.
many are there who are really really happy to give a chance to see what we can offer it to them. And
Hmm.
as I have already mentioned about so much of struggle that comes with what exactly comes to your home, the end result, so there is a cost involved in everything, in everything. So maybe, when the corporate gives us that opportunity, that, okay, let's try with something new, something refreshing,
Hmm.
that would be a great lead for many people like me as a founder and many others who would be able to bring the right kind of stuff to your employees' table, their family, their households,
Hmm.
because together we all build a community,
Yeah.
So that would be one of the way of supporting that, not just going by somebody who's been there for decades and decades before and not
Hmm.
knowing what exactly is going in the box. So today, if I
Hmm.
have a box full of this, it has a lot of things which will really add value, in your gifting journey. And employees
Okay.
will come back to you saying, "Wow, this साल का
Yeah.
gift आ गया," you know.
Great, great. Wonderful and very well, thought of, Tina. Yes, I totally agree with you. Gifting tends to get very impersonal. It tends to become a box that gets passed on. But yes, I also agree that if I were to receive something as meaningful as this, I wouldn't for sure pass it around, you know. I will be on the first ones to open and smell the aroma of the lovely spices that you're sharing. Wonderful. So it's been really exciting talking to you today. And it's really encouraging to see that even in your startup stage you took up this herculean task of directly connecting with the farmers, sourcing from there, and building a brand that's focused on purity and not just blindly selling. I think this is what more and more people need to do today, and I'm so glad to see and hear your journey today, Tina. Wish you the best. It has been really insightful. And for those of you who are listening in, okay, Irina says hi. And we have Matram. She says, all the best to you, Tina. Guys, if you have questions, we have the room open for a couple of minutes. We would love to take those. And all right.
In the meanwhile, we get any questions. Some of the wins that is very personal, I would share there. When
Sure.
a farmer comes with a teared eyes and say, "Madam, this year stock is all given to you, madam. Next year we'll keep some more for you." When a customer
Mm,
says and come and say, "Tina, we trust you." When we see a
mm,
product traveling from home, from hills to your home, and when
mm,
products sell out, not because of ads, but because of the
mm,
belief that they have in you and in your
mm.
product. That is
Yeah.
what the growth is, which is not very, immeasurably big, but much in depth. That is
Yeah.
growth where we have sustained to build a brand together. And today we feel that as a brand, we are ready, that we are able to sell these products even out of country, that is exports. So if there is there is a surrounding that we can get of selling the products out of the country, the goods that the nature has, we'll be very happy to take it forward as well. Because we slowly,
Wonderful.
we together, we are building this story, building this brand.
Great. Thank you so much, Tina. That was lovely. Wish you the best in 2026. Wish you a lot
Thank
of growth. And for those of you, if you have any questions, put them in the comment. We would love to read that. Mudir Rhyme says, great to know about your brand, Tina.
Russia.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Follow Homes and Hills on Instagram, guys. And wish you the best. Take care. Thank
Thank
you so much,
you.
Tina.
Thank you, Priyanka, for having me here. Nice to talk to
My
you as
pleasure.
well. Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Hen. Bye bye.